Hey everyone, Zachary Schleck here, your personal financial coach, where my main goal is to help you win with money by gaining control of your personal finances. This is the first video in a new series that I'm making about all things budgeting, which weirdly enough, I'm very passionate about. And honestly, I just have too many budgeting tips and tricks and methods and tools to cover all of them in just one video. So if you want to stay up to date with all this new content as I'm rolling it out, including how to set up a budget, how to practically and logistically even get started budgeting, how to effectively use multiple bank accounts, even how to budget with your spouse, and so much more, then make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon down below so that you're notified when I publish a new video. So for this first video of the series, I decided to start with what I personally believe is the most important factor to budgeting successfully, and that is locking in your vision of what winning financially even looks like to you. And from there, I'll explain why budgeting is the absolutely necessary foundation to achieving that vision. So first, what even is a budget? The most basic answer is it's a simple list of your income minus your planned expenses. And the next most basic answer is a budget is a plan for your money. And these definitions are all well and good, but what does that actually mean for you? How do you transform budgeting from a mundane task to something that you're actually excited about, or at least not dreading? You have to understand what a budget is doing to help you achieve that vision of you winning with money. The first analogy I want to use is that a budget is like a boundary. Now, before you check out, because you don't need anybody telling you that you need boundaries in your life, I really do believe that for anything in life, not just finances, true freedom is realized only alongside healthy boundaries. For example, to have freedom mentally and emotionally, you need to be careful about how you spend your time and who you spend it with. And these are boundaries. Financially, having freedom and peace of mind is only possible when you are in control of your money, not the other way around. And developing a specific plan is absolutely necessary to financial freedom. Financial freedom is not just about feeling more relaxed and confident in your finances, but you'll also find that you begin to feel more content with what you have and more conscientious about what you buy and consume. And these are some of the intangible, awesome benefits of achieving true financial freedom. If you're still skeptical, please don't misunderstand me. Being more content and more conscientious financially does not mean that you have to cut off all the fun things in your life, not by a long shot. What it does is it helps you gain a better view of your overall financial picture, which in turn helps you prioritize really everything in your life, of which what you spend money on is just a piece of that. And that's the next reason a budget is so worthwhile. It puts you in control of deciding what's worth spending money on, rather than being controlled by your impulses. If you don't think about it ahead of time, then there are so many things that are just too easy to carelessly spend money on. Too many groceries or too many restaurant bills. Too many one-click, 2-day shipping purchases from Amazon. Too much of who knows what from Target. Shh, I didn't just say that. But when you create a budget before the month begins, you're taking yourself out of those tempting situations and really evaluating what's actually worth spending your hard-earned money on. The truth is, whether you intentionally plan your budget and try to stick to it, or if you just wing it, how you spend your money reveals your heart. I know that for me, when I used to just wing it without a budget, I spent an embarrassing amount of money on myself. With that in mind, maybe there are charities or causes that you care about, like the local animal shelter, or environmental concerns, or cancer research, or your local church. Now, it's great to care about these things, but sharing a post about them on social media, really, what's that doing? Obviously, there are some things that you can donate your time to. And as a Christian, I really do believe in the power of prayer, but the rubber really hits the road with some cash. So intentionally sacrificing some portion of your budget, whether that's $100 or more, or even just $10, to give it to something that you say you care about, really shows where your heart is at. So when you are intentional about taking control of your money, you have a desired outcome and you put a plan in place to achieve this. And that's the last piece of what makes a budget so important and, yes, even exciting, is thinking further down the road than the 31st of this month and imagining what your desired outcome is for various things that you want to achieve in the future. Maybe that's your vacation this summer, or maybe in the next year or two you want to get a new car, or maybe you want to move homes in the next 5 to 10 years. And eventually, what do you want retirement to look like? Do you want to own a condo in some vacation destination? Do you want to be able to pay for your kids or even your grandkids' college education? Or maybe their wedding, or help with the down payment on their first home? Or do you want to be financially free enough to be able to volunteer without worrying about finances, or to be able to give without reservation? So let these goals, whatever they are for you, help shape your monthly budget, because this is what allows you to tangibly see and think about what is worth sacrificing for today, and how important those things are versus your needs, and especially your wants for this present month. And remember, a budget doesn't have to be daunting. Yes, it will take some work, and yes, it will probably take a couple months to get used to it. But the thing to keep in mind is that it honestly doesn't matter how you budget, whether you oversimplify it or overcomplicate it, whether you use an app or a spreadsheet or even a pen and paper. The important thing is that you actually start budgeting. And as you start and stick with it, you'll begin to find what works for you. You'll begin to find what level of engagement throughout the month is sustainable for you. And you may even begin to see your heart and your level of contentment start to shift as you become more aware of your overall financial picture. So like I said before, I'll have a lot more of the practical videos about budgeting coming out very soon, so keep an eye out for those. But for now, I hope that you take the time to internalize why you want to budget and what you want to achieve with your money, so that you can fall back on these things when you get frustrated with the whole budgeting process, which I promise will happen at some point. If you want to leave a comment down below about what will be your motivating factor for budgeting, I would love to read those and come alongside you in this journey. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.